Beyond Saltmarsh is a game played by adults and recorded for an adult audience. Sometimes we use adult language and explore adult topics. Consider yourself warned.
Hello. Hi. Welcome to Beyond Saltmarsh. I'm Dave, your humble dungeon master. I'm with the Superior Adventurers Guild, a group of folks that live on the shores of Lake Superior and like to play games. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Glad you could join us. All those wonderful folks out there who have been fighting alongside us throughout these adventures. We appreciate you being here. And I'm excited to jump into tonight's episode of Beyond Saltmarsh. But before we do, I would like to introduce you once again to the wonderful players in this game, the stars, and my friends. Say hi, guys.
Hi, guys.
Hello, hey guys.
Hello. Go ahead and introduce yourselves to the fans.
Hey everybody, my name is Andy. I'm playing Rhunar Deg. He's an 8th level human, dual sword wielding Battlemaster fighter and captain of the Good Buddy. And getting over last week's session.
Therapy.
Yep.
I'm Kirk. I'm playing Byron Hern, the 7th level Swashbuckler rogue, 1st level fighter. Yep. He's also getting over last week. He hasn't lost a buddy in a while, and to lose his buddy, like the buddy,
His good buddy?
A good buddy, you could say.
a good buddy,
Good buddy.
Yeah.
Hey,
rough.
it's me. I am
Was?
Irin.
You are.
Was
You always will be.
Irin is with us still. Maybe he's switched teams. Maybe he hasn't switched teams. Maybe it's a deep fake. I don't know.
Ooh.
Stay tuned right here on this game.
Whoa.
What is going on?
I don't know.
What was that?
Something weird's
Okay.
happening.
I can't wait.
Oh, hi, I'm Michael. I'm playing Theo, who's dealing with his grief the old-fashioned way by becoming an aspiring demon slayer.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I guess that's better than summoning an army of undead to do your bidding. So
well,
I
as long
mean,
as you've
that's
got the army, might as well put it to good use, huh?
Yeah, he hasn't ruled
Why
that out
not?
yet. Yeah,
Why
right.
not?
Hey, if
that's fair.
being a necromancer is what it takes to murder that fucking demon, okay. And with that, back to Dave.
Thank you. Okay. I would say that there is a sight now on the back of the devil that played a role in Irin's departure. Let's just say that. If you haven't watched last episode, please go back and check it out. It was a doozy, that's for sure. Before we jump into tonight's game, we do have a couple of announcements. Chad, I'm going to throw it to you, buddy, for some announcements.
Oh, hey. Tomorrow, this time, this channel, Midwinter Keening, my new show where I am the DM. We are playing a Norse mythology-inspired game in the setting called Svealand, made by Dream Realm Storytellers. A bunch of really cool chaps out of Turkey. It's great. Check it out. Go to their website. Go to their Twitter. Blow it up. Come here. Watch us. And then when we put it on YouTube, watch it again. It'll be great. Tomorrow, session 0.
It's a lot
We're
of
going to make
watching.
characters, set the scene. And then next week, session 1. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited. So yeah, please join us for that.
Nice. Yeah, it's going to be fun. I have an announcement to make. We will be not having a Roll Your Doom episode on the 27th of March because it's GaryCon, and some of us are going to be at GaryCon. Some of us are going to be marching and doing things to raise money for good causes, which is great. Chad, real quick, what is the Rucksack March? What's that for? It's a fundraiser, correct?
It is a fundraiser for 23rd veteran or maybe 22nd. I think it's 23rd veteran.
All of them. We don't discriminate.
That's right, all veterans.
Yeah.
It's a charity that helps that raises money to help transitioning veterans and veterans do better stuff. Founded and premiered right here in the great city of Duluth, Minnesota, shores of Lake Superior, where all the cool people live.
Mm.
That's not to exclude all the people who are cool who live other places, but I mean, we're here.
And definitely not Greyhawk. Nope.
Man, I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm a little wandery today.
That's okay. Wander away, my friend.
Days, but it's going to be fun. We're going to Ruck March 10 miles.
That'll be some wandering.
I keep not checking my. I don't know if anybody's like help me raise money yet. I haven't looked at my fundraising page.
Hey, Chad, did you post a link to donate on your social medias?
I can post it on Twitter. I'll post it on Twitter tonight.
Hey, post it in the Twitch chat here. Hey, Warrior Brewing Company, you might be interested in this. You're probably involved. The Rucksack March coming up on the 27th. Chad's gonna be there.
I'll find out. I'll find out where. I gotta find the link again. It's a pain in the butt, but we'll figure it out. Anyway, does anybody else got any announcements? Anything? I've been talking a while.
I have
love
one.
Lamb.
Oh,
I like it.
Brett killed a guy with a trident.
With a trident.
That escalated quickly.
I have one more quick announcement. The crew from Oathsworn RPG, another streaming outfit who's running some fun games. I've been just dropping in and watching some of their streams lately. They are going to be streaming after we're done. So if you're watching this stream and you want to continue the night, you can hop over their stream. We will post a link. And I don't know, Kirk, you know how to do this Twitch stuff. If we have enough people, can we do a raid or something? Have you done one of those before?
Yeah. I don't know how to do it as a streamer, but I think you just host their channel or you travel over to their channel.
I think,
it brings everyone in your chat with
as
you.
As long as I get to tank, I'm in. I'm shit heels, though.
Yeah. So we'll talk about that at the end. Yeah, when we go over there, we'll have to say, like, yeet.
Yarr.
Yeet will be the... We'll do a yeet call when we go over there. So, yeah, exactly. For folks that are around, we'll do a raid. We've never done a raid before, and if we have to do a raid with 4 people, so be it. If we have 12 or 18 people watching, fantastic. Whatever it is. Okay, that's probably enough, guys. Should we just jump into this game or?
Let's play some D&D.
Yeah. Okay, that's over here, right? All right. Cool. All right. Let's jump into a recap from last session here. All right, so where to begin? In our last episode, we picked up the story mid-battle. The Dead Gang had previously tracked a murderous creature to a secret dungeon beneath a lavish estate, and there was a fight with this cultist led by this tiefling named Turvelsil. It was revealed during the battle that the murderer was, in fact, Irin's brother, Kuda. Irin, if you're familiar with his backstory, had been searching for his brother, had come all the way from Iron Gate across the Azure Sea to try to find his brother who had been lost. As the battle turned in the party's favor, as things happened, a fiery portal opened behind Turvelsil, sucking himself and Kuda into some unknown realm. Without even thinking, Irin gave chase, diving through the portal, the rest of the party following their companion into this crazy hellscape of stone pillars surrounded by roiling lava, connected by rickety wooden bridges. It was a whole thing. Turvelsil crouched in the distance. Kuda was racing after him to engage him in battle. Across these bridges, there were these sort of islands, these pillar islands, where these creatures were bound in chains to these iron stakes in the ground, these corpse-like creatures, black ichor seeping from their lifeless eyes, their eyes pierced with iron nails. It was pretty metal, actually. It was pretty cool.
Hell.
Yeah. The creatures wailing threatened to disable the party, but everybody rolled really well on their wisdom saves and shrugged off this mental attack from this wailing. The Dead Gang advanced across the bridge. Undead skeletal soldiers rose to block them, firing poison-stained arrows. Lava bubbles were bursting up around them, splattering some of them with hot magma. Irin was the first to rush past the weeping creatures and skeletons, determined to follow his brother and put an end to Turvelsil. Rhunar and Theo got kind of bogged down by the attacks from the undead and the weeps. And while Byron just sort of bone walked his way through them unscathed, he attempted to jump over a gap in the bridge, however, and broke the plank of wood and slipped into the magma, barely pulling himself free and making it across to the other side. Irin joined his brother as they attacked Turvelsil, while Rhunar and Theo dodged arrows. Eventually, everybody gathering with Byron across the rickety bridges. Theo, I don't know if this was the first time you used this spell or not, but you turned back and cast this sickening radiant spell on the undead, really capturing almost all of them, really. It was beautiful. The assault on Turvelsil continued. Byron as Byron is wont to do, pulls a fuzzy ball from his sack and dropped a black bear on the battlefield. Creature immediately taking a bite out of the cult leader. It was awesome. That bag of tricks has come in super handy on numerous occasions. Irin successfully grappled Turvelsil while Kuda went wild, stabbing the tiefling over and over. Behind them, Theo's sickening radiance destroying about half of the skeletal archers. Poison arrows continuing to rain down on the party, though, and one of them, at least one of them, hitting Theo and knocking him unconscious with the poison. Rhunar administered a healing potion to his fallen comrade. Turvelsil blasted Kuda with an Eldritch Blast and knocked him down. Lava continuing to splatter everywhere. And at that point in the battle, as things looked dire already, a horned devil appeared, a devil familiar to Irin, Aphis. In the smoke behind Aphis, both Byron and Rhunar saw the faces of their fallen companions. Byron's lost seeker crew that he had alluded to in previous episodes, the fallen soldiers that fought with Rhunar at the Battle of Bale Keep, Theo's packed weapon, Kalistani, vibrating and almost urging him forward to attack this evil entity. Rhunar brandishing his shield, and Irin ended Turvelsil and dropped his corpse to the ground, bloodied, wounded, confused. The party kind of pulled themselves together at this point as best they could. This more powerful foe now standing before them. Aphis laughing at the carnage, brushing off an attack from Irin, and then offering the dwarf a deal to save his companions. Irin need only commit his soul to the devil's service. Together they would fire Tarnheim's forge and wage war across the multiverse. And to underscore his devilish deal and his willingness to let the comrades go, Aphis opened a fiery portal back to Monmerg for their retreat. Looking at his battle-weary companions and weighing their chances of survival, if he declined the offer, Irin responded with 3 fateful words. You remember what they were, Chad?
Wait. Sorry. Say that again.
That was 5, not 3.
You know what? Yeah, let's start over. No, it's 3 words. I have them written down. Light the forge.
Oh, yeah.
It was epic, man.
Yeah.
I thought it was epic. Anyways, with a grin, Aphis reaches forward and offered Irin, what were you doing?
I was trying to figure out this fundraising page.
With a grin, Aphis reached forward, offered the dwarf a flaming forge hammer, and as Irin accepted the hammer, he was enveloped in flame. There was a blast of white light, and he was gone. Enraged, Kuda leapt forward to attack the devil, but was knocked aside. Then, from behind Aphis, skeletal warriors rose from piles of bones to press the party's decision. Theo ignored Rhunar's command to leave through the portal, pressing forward and landing 2 massive blows from the greatsword. In response, Aphis stabbed him with a spear, dropping him to the stone floor. Byron tried one last attack against the devil and failed, tears streaming down his cheeks as he retreated towards the portal. As the skeletons moved in, Rhunar grabbed Theo's body and pulled him towards the portal, and Kuda, being cut down by skeletal swords, Rhunar and Byron pulled Theo's unconscious body through the portal back to Monmerg. And so that's where let that sink in for a minute. Yikes.
A lot.
That's where we pick up, folks. We are back on the stone floor of the Santori dungeon. Theo unconscious. Irin gone. Byron and Rhunar beaten, bloodied, hurt, but alive. The 2 of you roll a perception check for me, please.
Sorry, I just realized I didn't have Roll20 open yet.
We're professionals, folks.
Yeah.
I'm serious.
I'm not sure what we're professionals at, but we're definitely professionals at something.
Well, the initials of our game are BS.
There's not
Oh,
enough
yes.
scotch in this glass for that.
Come on. Of course, roll 20.
I rolled a natural 20.
Wow.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's
you
that's
did.
pretty much how it's done.
Can't confirm.
So
Okay, sorry. You said perception?
please.
Not great. 10.
Okay. Here's what you both notice. As you open your eyes, you sort of adjust to the darker lighting in this dungeon. There's motion. There's movement. There are people moving about this space. There is a group of individuals fighting an axebeak off in the corner. Swords ringing, damaging this creature. You look over Byron and you see the body of Theo laying nearby. A individual crouched over the top of him.
What does the person look like?
The person looks like they have a dark blue cloak. You can only see the back of them. They have a dark blue cloak, almost like a shawl sort of style cloak that hangs over their shoulders. Sleeveless, their arms coming through. They have gauntlets on, leather gauntlets, and they seem to be doing something to Theo.
I'm gonna run over and push him out of the way, crying, and be like, "Get away from him! Get away! Leave him alone!"
Ugh! You
I'm gonna take
look
out
now.
one of my healing potions.
Okay. Yeah, as you do that though, you see that the individual looks taken aback, and you can see that he has a potion that he's attempting to pour into Theo's mouth, and he just kind of stands back and stops, and two other men run up to where you are with swords drawn, hold their swords out.
Back the hell up! If you touch him, I'll kill you all. He's our friend. You will not touch him. I'm gonna pour my healing potion down his throat.
Roll an intimidation check. Rhunar, what are you doing at this point? You've seen Byron get up and with what energy he has left, race over to what appears to be Theo laying on the ground.
I'm just going to follow right behind him and with my sword and shield out, just like backing him up, just right next to him.
Okay.
Panting, breathing hard.
What'd you roll, Byron?
I got a 15 for intimidation.
Okay. The man who was crouched over your friend Theo backs off, and he just kind of slides himself away from where you are. The other two men with the swords kind of look at each other, and you can tell that they're hesitating. And another man comes up and says, "Put your swords down. Let him help his friend." And you look up, and all these men are dressed in uniform. They have these long blue cloaks on with these sort of epaulettes of gold ribbons that hang down on sort of like almost a woven rope that attaches to the interior of the cloak. Well dressed. They have some of them have swords that are unsheathed. Others have sheathed swords. As you look around, Rhunar, to sort of your tactical mind taking note of where people are in this space around you, you can see that there's probably a dozen of them, and some of them are kind of like kicking bodies of cultists. Others are crouched around various locations. They finally killed the axebeak. They back off from you, Byron, intimidated by your passionate plea or command, really.
Sweet. I'm gonna administer that health potion to him. I'm gonna start slapping his cheek like, Theo, are you okay? Theo.
That depends. How many hit points do I get?
Yeah, go ahead and roll
I
for
should
that.
probably roll that, shouldn't I? It's
Is
just
it
a
a-
regular health potion.
Okay,
Is
It's
it
two.
better
regular
than
or
0
greater?
health potions.
I think was it a greater healing potion?
I already used my greater healing
Oh, you did.
potion.
Okay.
So I don't have that one anymore. But I have two regular ones. That's 1d4 plus 2d4.
Is it 2d4 plus 2?
You have 6 hit points.
The other man who has the vial of health potion holds it out towards you, Byron.
Having hit points now, Theo snaps awake, sits stock straight up, and just bellows, I am going to kill that fucking devil! Oh shit, and then just kind of falls over forward and onto his side.
Looking at the health potion, can I tell that it's a health potion?
Roll an Arcana check.
I think this is the second one of these I've ever seen.
Nice. We'll use them all.
8.
It's hard to say. You hesitate for a minute. He says it's a healing potion, but you don't know for sure based on that roll. All right, yeah, do that. What else can we do?
A 5?
Animal handling. Animal handling.
What'd you roll? A 5?
I got a 5.
He seems scared of you from your
And
earlier
clearly in love with
intimidation.
Theo.
I don't know if
I'll
I'd go
take
that
the-
far. It's a little hard to tell, but
I'll take
possibly.
the health potion, but I won't administer it. I'll hand it to Theo, and I'll say, I have no idea what this is, but this guy's trying to give it to you.
Color is
It
it?
was like laying on his side, kind of takes it in one hand, looks at it, shrugs and downs it.
Okay. Go ahead and roll 44 plus 4. It's a greater. I think that's greater, isn't it? Yeah, 44 plus 4.
Yeah, 4d4 plus 4. Nice.
Oh, these are those good rolls.
The
Right.
man who appears to be in charge of this group standing over you says, We mean no harm to your friend. Please, gather yourselves. You seem to be the only survivors. We do have questions for you, but we'll give you a moment. And he kind of steps away, and he kind of gestures for his men to back up a little bit, obviously understanding that there's more to this story.
Theo, laying still on the ground, just calls over, who are you guys?
No, we are the Hold Wardens.
Oh,
We were alerted to a battle.
That's
okay.
who we are.
Yeah, we need to talk. Hey, guys,
Yeah, I'm gonna put my sword away so as to not be threatening. What the-
Rhunar? Rhunar.
Yeah. Yes. Are you all right?
Fuck.
The fuck was that?
That
What was that thing?
Fucking devil. We went to hell. There was a fucking devil. And if my understanding of how those things work is accurate, Irin literally sold his soul into eternal servitude to save our lives.
It knew him. How did it know him?
We need.
There was, did you not? Okay,
I thought
there was a story he told me at one point about a demon or devil that had tried to recruit him or was haunting his family. I'm seeing 3 things and still in a lot of pain, but yeah.
Theo, it's okay. Like, we
Byron,
we need
Byron,
to
I
free
absolutely love
Irin.
you right now, despite all the times you make me want to kill you, and I love you, but right now is not the time to be calm. It is not okay. He literally sold his soul to keep us alive.
Theo,
Fuck.
if you kill the person who owns something, nobody owns it anymore.
Oh yes, we're murdering that motherfucker.
Are we gonna pirate claim my soul?
Yes, we
that's how
are.
this game works.
Whatever we do, we will free Irin from hell.
Oh
We will
yes.
free him,
Oh,
and,
yes.
and I don't know what that means, but we will free him from hell.
Damn.
I already have some ideas. None of them are sane. They need some work. Are you two okay?
Well, we have
I'm
a
not.
lot to figure out before we can get back to wherever that fucking place was.
That was hell. Okay, let me ask that question more accurately. Are we physically okay? Are we bleeding out? Is anyone cursed with a pox that's rotting off their face?
I'm okay for now.
I have some burns. I have some cuts. I will survive.
I got
Anyone
shot
possessed?
several times with those fucking arrows, but I'm all right. No.
Okay. Hey, for the record, Rhunar, my plan was a terrible fucking plan in there, and that is why you're in charge. And like he just reaches out, still laying on the floor, like he would try and reach out and pat your cheek.
No,
Reach there, so just pat your ankle.
it was once I realized what was happening, it was a good plan, but things went sideways.
Yes,
more-
yes, they
more-
fucking did.
More to the moment, what are we gonna do with these guys here? What do
We're going to tell them about the cult we just broke up that sent us to hell, and we made our way back.
All right.
We can't tell them anything about pretending to be hold wardens. I think they're hold wardens.
That is
We-
very
we-
obvious.
We won't tell them. We won't tell them about Kuda. All right. We don't know
Yeah.
who Kuda
No,
was.
clearly this was all okay. Let me
It was a
handle.
creature. It was a creature. We chased
Bef-
her.
Gentlemen, I'm a better liar.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm pretty good at lying too.
Byron, you are also
We're all
really good at
huddled
at perception, and you rolled a natural 20 before. It's at this point that you see the body of Kuda laying off in the corner, and it doesn't appear as though anybody has addressed his body yet. It's just laying there as if it just appeared.
I'm gonna charge over to it, and I'm gonna check to see if he's alive still.
Roll a
Seeing
medicine
Byron,
check.
I'm gonna do the same.
We're gonna see if we can get Byron to roll every skill check in the book right now.
I'm here for this content. Wow.
17.
Not bad.
That's really good. You run over to him, Byron, and Rhunar and Theo are watching as you take off suddenly, and you get to him and you kneel down, and you just see this. You see bubbles of black ichor coming out of his mouth. His eyes are wide open, black ichor draining, streaming down the sides of his face, and he tries to speak to you.
I'm gonna scream help. Help! Help!
Theo
Do you have
starts
any potions
crawling
left?
that way.
He reaches up, Byron, and grabs your arm and squeezes it. It's not a powerful squeeze. It's labored and weak, but he holds your arm. My brother. And
Don't say
then
anything, Kuda. It's okay.
He lays back, and his head just kind of drops to the side, and with his other hand kind of drops and hits the floor, and it opens, and you look over and you see an amber-colored talisman that is on a chain that's been broken. It was as if it had been pulled off of somebody or something.
Oh.
The hold wardens start to approach where you're at this point.
Theo
I'm gonna
just
take it and
crawls up.
Byron,
put
grab
it in
that.
my pocket.
Roll a sleight of hand check.
I don't want them to see it. They're gonna take it, Theo.
Yeah.
Oh, you've already acted. Theo is just giving you the
3, 4,
look.
5.
Are you keeping track, Chad?
Oh no!
Yep. 6.
What was it?
A
So,
1.
Natural one
For a total of 11.
You paw at it, and it just kind of pushes it across the stone floor a little bit more out of reach. And Theo, you see it as you walk over, as well as the hold wardens.
Oh, crawl. Theo is crawling.
Fair enough. What is this? Who
Don't touch it. It could be cursed.
is he dead?
I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I'm a rogue.
I just play one on TV.
With that 17
rogue.
roll,
Theo
you're
is
fooling
going to
me.
try and use his healer's kit to stabilize Kuda if Kuda is in the process of taking dying saving throws. This may not work. I don't know.
Let's roll a medicine check. Not bad. You do what you can with your healer's kit, but you don't even really know where to begin. He has this black ichor staining and just weeping out of his face, out of his ears, out of his nose, his eyes. He seems to be too far gone at this point to do anything. One of the hold wardens looks down and kind of kicks the talisman, and then he reaches down and grabs it.
Don't touch it.
He holds it up and, do you know what this is?
No, that's why I'm worried about people touching it. Fuck. And Theo will mutter a few words, just sitting next to Kuda to activate detect magic. Is it magical?
Yes, it does glow with an intense magic essence.
It's emanating magic. You might want to put it down until an expert can look at it. Theo says with suddenly bright blue eyes.
At this point, they sort of start. A couple of the men start to talk amongst themselves, acknowledging your advice. And they, one of the other men, who appears to be the man in charge, comes over and says, "Gentlemen, if I could have a few words with you."
Yes, however many you want. Hi, I'm Theo. This is Captain Deg. This is Byron. This is our dead friend Kuda.
What the
There
hell
was
happened to
another friend
him?
with. We went to hell for a little bit because of something this cult did. Wasn't fun. And this happened. So
That would explain the smell, the burnt, smoky.
Yes. So let me give you the short version of our evening that will hopefully let you know anything. We helped investigate another murder in the docks near the void. We found a trail of awful miasma. We tracked it to a location in the void. There we found some sort of monster, a demon by the looks of it, and also several cultists and Theo just points at the guys in robes with shaved heads. We then tracked them
That
back.
tracks.
We then tracked them back here. We know the demon attacked one of your people at the gate. We were right behind them. We came here because we were already suspicious of the cult anyway, and then we tracked it here. Good times. Came in, interrupted a ritual where they were about to sacrifice a man, which was pretty much where we decided to step in and fucking do something, which we did. The leader, some sort of tiefling warlock, he began to lose because we are quite capable. And, he then literally opened a portal to hell to flee and go to his patron, which we then pursued. The good news is we killed him. The bad news is his patron cost us the life of our friend and the soul of his brother. So we're having a really bad fucking time right now.
Yeah, you don't look good either. You're lucky to be alive.
Yes, and I think that was all the energy I had. And Theo just starts slowly tilting off to one side again.
Have a seat.
I'm
Have a seat.
gonna help him. I'm gonna help Theo.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna turn to, is this guy like the captain or the guy in charge? I'm just gonna say, do you have any of these cultists? Do you know what they were doing down here?
We were alerted to the conflict by a group of guests who ran from the estate. Some of them alerting our guards to some sort of a battle. We responded. One of them is dead. And then you have these definitely culty looking guys laying around. I'm not sure what this creature here is. And he points over to the axe beak. And there's also a, what was it? A giant baboon?
Hyena, I
Oh,
think.
yeah,
Hyena.
a giant.
hyena.
They must have been doing some weird animal rituals.
No, those are mine.
Oh, well, I'm sorry to hear that.
Deadpan. No, those are mine.
Killed my axe beak too.
Do you have any idea what these cultists were trying to accomplish?
They opened a portal to hell. It doesn't matter what they were trying to accomplish. We stopped as much as we could, but we lost our friend, and we don't want to answer any more questions right now. Can you take us back to our ship, please?
We thought that the purpose of the ritual is to open this portal. And God
That
knows what would have come out of
Could
that
be.
thing.
I'm
Could
telling
very
you, there
well
was
be.
like a 15-foot tall demon on the other side. It was Satan. It was a devil.
Well, we're lucky that you were here then to stop it. I'm sorry for your friend.
Theo at this point is going to then kind of go over and start looking at that amulet, just leaving it on the floor, looking it over carefully.
Yeah, go ahead and roll an investigation check. Meanwhile, the man in charge approaches you, Rhunar, and he says, You're the leader of this group?
Yes, I am.
You said your name was Deg?
Yeah.
What
Rhunar
ship?
Deg.
What ship have you sailed into port on?
We're on the Good Buddy. It's
Okay.
anchored out in the bay.
Look, I'm not gonna mince words with you. This is very strange what happened here tonight. We would like to have the ability to question you and your team further once we start to gather some information about what this cult is all about. Your friend mentioned something about murders, the investigation that you were doing. Investigation on whose behalf?
On behalf of the guard of the docks, I can't remember what they're called.
The ports guard.
Yeah, the ports guard.
I see.
And for the city of Monmurg, my friend. Obviously,
just don't look
murders in
fucking
your
murderers.
streets aren't good.
No, not
And
good at all.
We've come from Saltmarsh where, we did our best to do good. And we're here to do our best to do good.
And I hear that
imagine-
place is shitty with vampires now too.
I hadn't heard that.
I hear
That's
one plays
troubling.
music. It's hauntingly beautiful.
We're in town to do business with Alesco Mariconia.
Ah. What type of business are you involved in, Deg?
Trade. We have wine and silk to sell.
Indeed. Well, as I
Kirk-
mentioned, I would very much like to talk with you further at another time. I know that you have much to discuss amongst yourselves and recover, but as he is talking to you, you see this woman approach from behind him. She is tall. She's hooded. She has a dark blue, almost purplish hooded cloak over green, almost leather armor, sash hanging from her waistline, pouches along her belt, blonde hair kind of spilling out from underneath the cloak, and she comes up and says, "Commandant, I think these men have had enough for one night. Perhaps you will allow me to escort them out of the estate. If their ship is in harbor, the Good Buddy, you will find them there for further questioning. Gentlemen." And Theo, what did you roll for an investigation check?
7.
Oh, shit. Okay. So you cursory glance at this talisman. It is on a silver chain. The chain is broken. If as you look closely at it, you don't touch it. You left it on the ground, you said, but you kind of peer down at it, and there's this sort of strange, the amber coloration of the stone that's set in the middle of this talisman is actually kind of milky, and it moves. It's almost like shifting inside of the crystal, and it's what gives it this amber coloration. It's pretty subtle, but you've investigated magical items before, even though it wasn't the highest roll. It was good enough roll to be able to detect that element of it, that there's something almost moving inside of it.
It's fucky. Theo is going to pull out a kerchief, just pick it up through that, wrap it, and put it back in his bag.
Roll a sleight of hand check, because there are other people.
He's not trying to hide it at all.
The commandant approaches you and says, "Before you leave, my friend, that is evidence that we will need to keep with us."
He pulled it off of us.
I literally just took it off my dead friend that he had with him that we pulled out of hell. It is his property, and I am going to have to insist that we're keeping that. You know where we'll be. You have my word. Please don't fight me on this. It's not going to end well for anyone.
We would very much be interested in investigating this item, this possession.
You and me both. I would love to. Perhaps we could convene at the oh God,
Gentlemen,
the
gentlemen. The woman intervenes at this point and says, "Commandant, You can contact me if you need this to have further investigation of this item. For now, we are taking our leave. And she looks at you, Theo, and says, let's go.
Quite. Does Sheila sound familiar to Theo?
No.
Okay, good. Theo just takes the hint, nods in assent, and follows as quickly as he can.
Okay. As you are, do the rest of you follow as well?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll limp behind.
Okay. Yep. You make your way out as you leave the grand hall of this dungeon. You recall there's a large dead tree in the center of it. There's a burning brazier with some incense, smoke wafting out of it. As you pass by that,
I'm gonna grab my maul off the ground real quick. That I
easy enough.
dropped earlier.
Sure, easy enough. You grab your maul. You're walking down the long hallway, and as you pass, there's a group of people that are standing around a slain partygoer who appears to be wearing a black hat. Someone, Byron, that you recognize because you killed him as he was trying to brush past you. And as you do, you're moving pretty quickly, as quick as you can. But as you do, you hear one of the hold wardens who's crouched down over this individual say, "Is that who I think it is?" And then you guys, and then you head out.
Oh, that's not good.
You make your way back through the secret entrance to this dungeon, up the stairs, and out into the main beautiful, opulent, welcoming hall, the dinner hall, the lounge area of this beautiful estate. It looks as though nothing happened except for a party. There's half-drinking glasses of wine and ale and food plates, that have been stacked and cleaned in the kitchen. You make your way out the front door and down the stairs of this kind of brownstone estate onto the streets. At that point, the woman turns to you and says, "Gentlemen, my name is Leonore Valens. I work for Alesco. He sent me to gather you. I
Why?
trust you will, to get you out of that situation, friend.
How did he know we were here?
We appreciate that.
You'll have to ask him that question tomorrow.
Okay.
He has requested that you meet him at his offices. You know where they are. Get some rest, gentlemen, and we'll see you in the morning."
Thank you very much.
And she walks off into the dark. And actually, it's probably, at this point, the sun is almost coming up over. It's pretty early in the morning, but people are just kind of starting to hustle and bustle about the market district.
So we're gonna go back to the boat and not the apartment.
I don't want to stay at the apartment.
Okay.
I am with Byron on this.
Okay. Let's go to the boat.
Sure. Yeah, easy enough. You guys make your way back to the Good Buddy. And there are a couple of the men are already up at this point.
I'm gonna saunter in.
Crawl back onto the boat. Bloodied.
Our
Captain, what happened? Fritz runs up to you and kind of puts his arm around you. Two of the other men come up and try to help. They can see Theo is injured pretty severely. They're helping him across the plank onto the ship.
It's a long story. There was
Yes,
an
yes,
encounter.
of course. Please.
We need to rest.
Yes, we'll take care of everything. Don't worry about a thing. I'll have food sent for you. And drink.
Thank you.
Definitely rum.
Aye. And he races off as you are able to settle in. What do you guys do once you're on? Do you go for
Theo
a rest
is
or?
going straight to his quarters because he doesn't have to share them now with Irin, which is even worse for him at this point.
Now you feel the
Oh,
emptiness.
so lonely.
Real bad.
Oh.
Like literally looks at, because Theo had insisted on taking the hammock and there's a bed in there, and Theo just shakes his head and clambers up into the hammock and is dead to the world within minutes.
Yeah. Oof. Well, how about the rest of you guys? Anything before you drop into a rest?
I think
No.
Byron's probably just gonna walk up to the edge of the boat and just stare out at the sea.
Runar's
Okay.
gonna stumble into his room and start setting weapons down and chugging wine.
He's got to remove all that weight from his shoulders.
I know. Walking pincushion. Drop a mace. Drop them all. Pull the halberd out. Take off his 2 swords.
I forgot about the halberd.
Wow.
2 knives.
You never
And
have enough
I just start chugging ale. Anything I can find in my room.
Yeah, and Fritz has food and more rum brought down to you guys, whether or not you're awake at that point. Byron, how about you? Is there anything that you want to do out on the deck as you're staring out at the ocean?
You know, I'm gonna ponder Irin. I'm gonna think about all the times, you know, walk up and down the deck. If I see anything out of place, if I see a spot that hasn't been mopped or a spot that hasn't been maintained, I'm gonna be kind of mean. I'm gonna be yelling at people. I'm gonna be kicking shit. I'm gonna be. It's gonna, yeah.
Yeah, you do.
Byron's pretty emotional.
Yeah, you can within your state of mind, you can easily find things that aren't perfect. It's not hard.
Yeah. And I'm screaming about him. I'm gonna call the guys up. I'm gonna get Korga and Tamis, and I'm just gonna be like, if this ship isn't beautiful, when I wake up, if this ship isn't beautiful, and I'm gonna start crying, and then I'm gonna look out to sea, and then this ship isn't beautiful. And then I'm gonna walk to my cabin, just looking down at my feet.
They give you wide berth, and yeah, they don't understand, they don't know what happened, but they can read the situation. These guys are good at that, and they get to work right away as you settle in for a rest. And you know what I think we're gonna do, guys? Let's take an early break, and we will come back well rested. Everybody will have had a long rest, and then we'll see what happens as the day continues. We'll see you back here in 15 minutes.
We'll be here.
Aye, aye, Captain. Hey everybody, welcome back. We're still here. We are well rested at this point. It is later that day. Later that day. Theo, Rhunar, Byron awake from their slumber, sore, but feeling much, much better than you did when you went to sleep. The weight of the battle, the loss, all that is still there, but you definitely feel physically regenerated in a way. What would you like to do, gentlemen?
First thing Byron's gonna do, he's gonna take a lap around the ship and nitpick something fierce in a really bad mood.
Okay, roll an intimidation check.
$21.
Oh shit, dude! As you fire it up, the crew just starts to walk away from you. You walk up to Korga, who is on his hands and knees, just scrubbing the decking, and you come up and you can see that he missed a spot. He's got a pail of water there that's all dirty and gross, and he's got this brush that it's almost like the bristles are almost worn down to the wood and handle.
Oh man, you know, seeing him going so hard,
He
seeing
just
the
kind of
missed
looks up at
spot,
you. Sorry.
I'm gonna grab a bristle and I'm gonna get down on my hands and knees and start scrubbing with him.
As
I'm
you
just gonna
do
be
the
scrubbing angrily.
yeah, just the vibe kind of sort of softens at that point. People kind of relax, but it was, yeah, you had everybody on edge at that point. And Rhunar, you and Theo see this happen, and you can tell that Byron is extremely upset. You don't need to roll an insight check to know that.
Do I see Fritz around?
Yes.
All right, I'm going to tell him to just go gather everybody to meet on the deck real quick.
Aye, Captain. Yeah, I'll get everybody together. Boys! Captain wants to have a word! And folks drop stuff. Korg kind of looks over at you, Byron. Stops brushing. Throws the brush in the bucket, kind of splashes a little bit. Wipes his hands on his shirt. He's kind of waiting to see what you're gonna do.
All right, I'm gonna keep scrubbing.
All right,
I'm
he
just
gets
gonna-
up
yeah.
and goes and stands at attention with the rest of the crew. They do a pretty good job of like standing at attention. You know, they're not military men, Rhunar, but they're there, ready to listen to you.
He was just gonna kind of loom in Rhunnar's shadow.
Just in my best straightforward military manner, harking back to my past, I'm just going to be like, we lost a member of our crew yesterday. As you can see, Irin is not with us anymore.
You see some eyes kind of drop to the decking. They just look down at their feet.
We were helping the town guard investigate a murder, which led to a battle, another battle after that, and in that last
Another after
encounter,
that.
we lost Irin. We're pretty sure he's gone for good. We didn't see him die, but it was bad circumstances.
At this point, I'll stand up and I'll walk over. And now we need to go in hell and free his soul.
You see some eyes raised back up and just kind of wide, looking at each other.
We are
Captain!
not expecting any of you to do that.
We're gonna sail the hell in this bucket.
Set a course for hell. No, just kidding. I'm just gonna be saying, any of you can feel free to come speak with me if this continues to concern you. We're gonna hold a memorial for Irin at sundown.
Yeah, you can see everybody's kind of nodding, looking around now, and Fritz says, Captain, whatever you need, we're here for you and the rest of you. Irin was beloved amongst the crew. We understand. Yeah, he spent enough time with the crew to get to know them.
He was the sane one.
That's fair.
Yeah,
He was always trying to learn how to be a sailor.
yeah, exactly. You never yelled at him. You never, Anyways, there's heartfelt remorse and sadness and sympathy. Obviously, they didn't know him as well as the three of you did, but
And I'm just there'll be extra grog portions for everybody after dinner.
aye, aye. All right, boys, you heard the captain. Let's get back to work.
At which
Captain,
point Theo... Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, Fritz walks up to you and says, "Captain, is there anything in particular you'd like me to get prepared? Yeah, anything for the memorial?"
I guess I'm not sure.
Well, think on it. Let me know. And he nods and walks away.
At that point, Theo will lean over and go, I think we technically need to go speak to Mariconia as well.
Yeah, we'll do that. What time is it, Dave? Is it still morning?
Midday.
Midday?
We
Yeah.
need to do it soon, probably.
Yeah. All right. Well, if we don't get back down by sundown, we'll do it.
As long as we leave quickly, we should be fine. I just need to have a word with someone.
Right.
And then I'll be ready to go. And Theo's gonna hop off to find sails.
She's in the galley, sitting at a table, eating some vegetables, some raw vegetables, and looks like she's studying a book, reading a book.
Holy shit! You can read and eat vegetables, as Theo says, as he just
At the same time,
down across from her.
I heard about Irin.
You didn't hear the half of it. We went to hell. He literally sold his soul out to a devil to get us out.
Sounds like something Irin would do.
Yeah, so, we're gonna have to take care of that devil.
Do you know who he is?
Said his name was Aphis.
That's a start.
Yes, it is. Normally, I don't want to put things on you, but,
What do you need?
I don't know yet. Just wanted to let you know that my personal course is now very much pointed towards putting a devil lord to the sword. And I have a few ideas of how that works, and none of them are easy. So, if you need to get off my personal portion of this boat and just want to sail and wash your hands of the crazy things that are about to happen, I figured I should give you the chance.
Well, I appreciate that, and I guess I'll cross that bridge when I come to it. But for now, I'm here for you, whether you need whatever you need. I'm here. I'm not going anywhere.
Yes, I know that, which is why I had to give you the chance to get off, because you're stubborn as fuck. You remind me of someone else I know. It's me.
We are birds of a feather, as they say.
And Theo just stops, leans in. Can you magically summon a sword you got from a dead knight?
Not that kind of bird.
Oh, just checking. It was going to be weirdly weird if you could. Okay, we're going to have to go talk to Mariconia, who hauled our asses out of a fire with the Night Watch last night, which means he somehow knew we were in there in the basement with the cult. So we'll see exactly who we're in bed with now. So look forward to that.
Well, in the meantime, is there anything you need me to do? Otherwise, I'll go help Fritz prepare for this memorial.
I've got nothing actionable yet. We need to... The first thing I can think of involves going to a library, and unless you found a way to sneak into the Royal Library here...
Can't say
No?
that I have.
No, nothing yet. I'll just... Oh, and I wanted to say out loud to someone that Hyronius's balls, we went to hell, fought a demon lord, and Irin sacrificed his soul to save us. Fuck. Okay, thank you. Just
But before you walk away, she grabs a carrot out of the pile of carrots, and she just kind of smacks it against your chest and like leaves it hanging there for you to grab it out of her hand. You need to eat something. Now get out of here.
I'm eating vengeance? Yeah, you're right. Snaps off the end of the carrot and goes out.
All right. You guys gonna make your way?
Theo into Batman.
Are you gonna make your way to Mariconia's
Downtown?
office? Yeah, up to the merchant's ward, actually.
Yes, we are.
Okay. Easy enough, takes you some time, but you depart the ship. You make your way up to the merchant's ward. You know the way, and you find yourself walking into Olesko's office. Smoke billowing in the upper reaches of the room. Just this beautiful scent of pipe smoke, a rich floral bouquet. a little harsh on the nostrils as you inhale some of the secondhand smoke. But he gets up as you enter and says, "Gentlemen, come in, sit." And he cracks open he opens the window a little bit more, and a bunch of the smoke just kind of gets sucked out the window, clearing some of the space for you. And he takes a big draw off of the pipe as he sits down, and he looks down and he pushes a box forward towards you, and it's open, and it's a bunch of tobacco that he has.
I'm
Help
gonna pack a
yourselves,
pipe.
gentlemen.
Theo will also pack a pipe.
He sits back.
Byron will just stand in the back.
My lieutenant, Leonor, told me the situation. I'm up to speed on part of it. I'm sorry about your friend Irin. I know there's nothing I can say to make a difference, but just know that I feel for you, gentlemen.
Well, we
Thank you.
appreciate that. It was an encounter we weren't looking to have, but found ourselves in.
May I ask, how did you know to send your lieutenant to find us?
Well, I have many connections, as you might be aware, or might assume. Some of those are within the hold wardens. It's rather convenient to be up to speed on things as they happen. The group of screaming partygoers billowing into the streets was also kind of a red flag that something was up. I hear about things pretty quickly. I hope that the wardens didn't give you much trouble. They can be a tad insensitive at times. But that's why they're wardens.
They let us walk out of there, which was the important part, mostly thanks to your lieutenant, by the way. Again, deeply appreciated. One thing I noticed on the way out, there was a dead man that a warden went, "Oh no, could it be?" I assume a famous person has just died in that cultic activity?
Well, far be it for me to condemn the actions in the heat of battle, but unfortunately, I know this individual. Lord Cyrus William Ray.
You son of a bitch!
Well, he was a bit of a son of a bitch, but herein lies the rub, gentlemen. Lord Cyrus. He was a well-known ally of the prince. That's not the least of our worries, but it goes deeper than that. The man once commanded a ship by the name of the Wrecking Squall. Been retired for some time, but he was also warded. This is not good for you.
What does it mean to be he was warded?
Have you heard of the Fivefold Council? Are you familiar with this term?
I
Are
am
they a group
afraid
of
I'm
people
not.
who summon demons from hell?
Not to my knowledge.
Well, that William Cyrus guy was.
Okay.
No. Well, he was at the ritual.
Summoning
yeah.
a demon
Let's
from hell.
let us hear exactly what the situation is before we go into that. Please continue, Mr. Mariconia.
I don't know much about summoning of demons, but I'll tell you this much. The Fivefold Council is a secretive group that has often been told to be behind much of the greater decisions that the sea princes have made in the accumulation of wealth and power in the region. Many old sailors across the Azure Sea have heard of them, specifically in relation to some of the pirate fleets that have coalesced around the hold. Fundamentally anonymous group of people, however, they do have deep reach into a variety of different aspects of governance within the hold of the Sea Princes. Now, much of what they do is unknown to men like me. I'm a simple businessman. But I do know that they oftentimes, as a reward, as a honorarium, as a gift bestowed, sometimes purchased, as it were, will ward certain individuals like Lord Cyrus, formally identifying them as, how shall I say this, made men. Typically, warded men are protected from violence, untouchable, if you will. The sad departure of Lord Cyrus from this realm, his untimely death, while it is likely, he turns to you, Byron, not undeserved, certainly could pose problems for men like you. You have been good to me in my business dealings. You have been faithful and loyal and have done what you said you'd do. I have, in return, made you some money, have sold your goods. I have the money ready for you. I am concerned, gentlemen, about the implications of Lord Cyrus's death. My professional opinion is for you to consider leaving Monmurg. However, I have found you to be quite useful. You're good men.
Well, perhaps we can come to a simple accord that serves both our ends, if you don't mind, Captain. Basically, is it okay if Theo talks? Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
If you could help us acquire or ensure that we have direction and chart to Narisban, if you have any business you need sent there and dealt with, we would happily do so for you in whatever way would be most profitable for you, thus hopefully serving both of our needs.
Yes, I could inquire of business contacts in that region. It is a great distance from here. Is that your destination of choice?
This Fivefold Council, where do they have a presence?
Throughout the hold.
Throughout the hold.
Everywhere we're going to go for a bit.
Should we assume they know us by name?
That I'm unclear of. They have agents and assets at every level of government. They, for all intents and purposes, advise the prince.
They could have people inside the guard, right?
Yes, quite easily. They are not, how shall I say, they are not outside of the governance of the hold. They are a part of it, albeit their decisions and their influence is unclear.
We just shit in the bed of the people who have the power behind the throne, which is almost worse than shitting in the bed of the people who are on the throne.
Okay. Well, we don't
know for sure.
We don't really know who killed this guy. That's the thing.
It doesn't matter to people like that.
Yeah.
They're going to assume the bunch of outsiders that showed up did it, and will look for someone to blame.
The key here, gentlemen, is that there were witnesses. to Lord Cyrus's death.
It was me. I killed him. Because he killed Irin. Him and his posse of devil-worshipping cultists.
The point is,
It was a battle. People were pulling swords on us. We responded.
the blame doesn't matter.
There's
All that
no need
matters is
to explain yourselves to me, gentlemen. I know how things go in battle. I am simply trying to provide you with some professional advice, as I mentioned, you being extremely helpful to me. Now, I do have additional work for you, as I had hoped to employ you longer in Monmurg to assist with my business dealings. I have a job that could possibly be a good fit. It would take you out of Monmurg for a time, perhaps until a bit of the heat has blown over.
Well, this is a good deal potentially as well.
Go on.
Yes. Please go on.
Gentlemen, a colleague of mine, a learned man, a scholar, one who works with the Royal Athenaeum, a man by the name of Dr. Gra. You likely haven't heard of him. He has been studying the ethnobotany, how shall I put it? The plant life, the products and the properties of plants from different regions of the Amadio. He was due to return to Monmurg with a shipment of rare plants. As you know, much of the dealings that I've involved you with have dealt with plant life. Dr. Gra was last seen on the Cybert Isle in Cyber. He and his ship docked there. They offloaded the cargo as the ship was needed elsewhere. And before being able to book his last leg of his journey back to Monmurg, the good doctor has disappeared. Now, his cargo lays in storage. And while Dr. Gra is a trusted friend and colleague, it is not just the doctor that I need to have recovered, but it is also the cargo itself. You have a ship. From what it sounds like, you are potentially still interested in working prior to setting off on your final destination. If you'd be willing to help me, there are some compensations that I could make for you to help you with the rest of your journey in the form of coin or supplies or both.
Both of these sound very good.
1 second, gentlemen. And he raps on the table and the door swings open. And in walks this large, blue-skinned dragonborn. And he says, Nadar, come in.
I
Nadar-
was really hoping for the other lieutenant.
Nadar walks in and he says, Yes, boss. He says, Nadar, the men here, Dag and his team, are interested in helping us out with the cyber situation. I've been told that you have one in your command who has been to farther southern regions of the hold, perhaps could assist the men with their efforts. And he says, Yes, boss. You speak of the halfling. Yes, the one. You got it. And so Nadar walks out and at this point, Alesko packs another pipe and starts smoking. He says, I believe Nadar's man would be helpful in this endeavor. Consider him on loan for the time being. He has proven himself to be an insightful individual. I think you'll get along well with him.
All right.
Yes, we will take all the help we can get.
He offers you more pipe tobacco. At this point, Rhunar, he also has you. He goes through a little bit of paperwork with you. He has you sign a ledger indicating the sale of your goods. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I'll get those to you. But you see the coin value of the sold silks and the casks, and it's very. I didn't think to have that in front of me, but it's exactly what he said he was going to get for you. So you're
It's
pretty
lucrative.
happy.
It's very good.
It's very good. And then he talks with you. He says, if you and your team are able to recover the cargo and the doctor from Cyber Isle, I've got. How does 2,500 gold sound to you in supplies and coin?
That sounds good to me. What do you guys think?
That sounds excellent. Captain, do we yet have a chart for this region that includes Cyberite Isle, or are we going to need to find that? Because the
I
player
believe
doesn't
Irin-
remember.
or I'm not Irin, sorry. I thought Byron
You do.
picked up a new map, right?
Yep, it's on Byron's map.
Okay.
Absolutely, it is. Yep.
Then I believe, as they say in certain communities, we have an accord.
As that happens, the door swings open again, and Nadar, the blue-skinned Dragonborn, walks in. And then he steps aside, and your eyes go from looking up at the Dragonborn to looking down, and you see in front of you a halfling. And Tenok,
Fireball
why
the
don't you go ahead and describe what they see?
Yes. He is a halfling in stature, but I don't want to judge any halflings that you've seen before, but he is distinctly unlike any halfling that you have seen before. His skin is a nice chocolate brown. He has long black hair that he wears in dreadlocks that are kind of knotted on top of his head. He's wearing, those of you who've been around ships, all of you would identify as very common, like, I don't know, puffy pirate pants, just like sailor's pants, whatever sailors wear. He has like a kind of a possibly like some kind of sleeveless sort of vest on. He is absolutely stacked for a very small person. He has strange markings that you can see, probably tattoos, dark black lines covering his arms. Around his neck, he has a necklace, looks like of some kind of large cat teeth. And then he also has a large kind of wooden ornate mask that vaguely looks like the face of a tiger, if that tiger had 6 eyes. So it's like but then there's like eyes stacked up on top. Very ornate, hand carved. He has like a satchel that he has strung across him, across his back. And he carries, he has a belt knife. He has a staff, I think.
Are all halflings this far south
Yes.
that size?
Do you say that? Do you ask him that?
Yeah, Theo says that out loud.
He kind of looks at you, and I'm not 100% prepared with the foreign languages I was going to prepare, but so next time he says he kind of chuckles and he says something in a language that you may or may not understand. Do any of you speak Halfling?
No. I think
Do any of
it's-
you speak
That's a hard-
Sylvan?
No.
No. Okay. So he speaks a language that you don't understand, and then he says the jungle crafts all creatures to survive.
Well, I would certainly hate to run into you in a jungle.
It would be unfortunate.
Yes, so let's not take you into any jungles. That will be best for all of us. Wait, no, that would defeat the purpose of what we are fucking doing. So
We're going to a jungle.
I forgot his name already. I'm sorry. What was his name again?
Tenok.
I'm called
Tenok.
Tenok.
Tenok. My name is Captain Deg. Rhunar. You can call me Rhunar.
You're
Are
a
you good?
Marine.
Are you good with weapons? Yes. How did you know?
I see things.
Are you good in a fight? It does occasionally happen to us.
What's that guy's name? He says, "Hey Nadar, what do the boys call me?"
Knucklebones.
And he kind of cracks his knuckles, and it's loud, and his hands are like twice the size that hands should be. Like his knuckles are just like swollen, like he has like a boxer's fist. Like Irin had big hands because he was a dwarf, but because of the nature of Irin's fighting, like he healed really well, but his fists are just fucking scarred.
Just like little clubs.
Yeah, little clubs, little clubby guys.
Little gnarled club
wait,
hands.
you don't like punch people and fly through the air and like sneak up on things in the dark, do you?
Again, the jungle breeds all types.
Irin? He just stares at this halfling for a second.
No, I can't fly,
Oh, okay.
but I do make it a habit of being where I need to be at the right time.
I feel
You're
that
right.
means something and
Alright.
I am missing it. Byron, do you know what he's talking about?
I know it'll never replace Irin.
I mean, you can't.
Uh,
How do you replace somebody who punches people in the dicks for a living?
I forgot the name
And
of
a
the
tear
thing.
will go down his face.
What's the name of our giant crossbow on the boat again?
Ballista?
Ballista.
Ballista. Do you have any experience with operating a ballista?
No. When I was sailing, I mostly took care of the other men on the ship. On the other ship. I put our men in the right place.
Okay. All right, good to know. Well, welcome aboard. Although we haven't gotten back to the ship yet.
We will.
Well, it's settled then, gentlemen. You will help me with this. In the meantime, I will see what I can do about figuring out this situation with Lord Cyrus and his untimely departure, shall we say. And he kind of winks at you.
He doesn't have a daughter, does he?
That I'm unsure of. I'll look into it.
All right, how soon do you think we should depart?
Now.
Immediately? Well, I mean,
Supply
Before
up
nightfall?
and go.
yeah, we might need to supply up. We do have supplies. We've only been here for what? Week and a half?
3? No, yeah, you're right.
No, it's been longer
Longer?
than that. It's
Oh,
probably been
okay.
a little over 2 weeks at this point. You guys took a whole week, maybe 7 to 8 days of like research and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I will literally right now, Captain, go start getting supplies if you give the order.
It would be best to leave sooner than later, gentlemen.
Yeah, let's go get supplies.
Order is given. Byron, do your
Yes.
thing.
Very good. Rhunar, can I get 500 gold, please?
Hey, Dad. I need my allowance.
We just got paid, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me do some quick math here.
Yeah.
I think I have it all written down.
Do you see what I put it in the chat? What
20
as long as it's what we have from our notes.
Yeah,
That's
20,
yeah.
20 gold from the silk and 50 gold for the each wine.
I think he was going to get us more than that.
Yeah, I have it
Oh.
written down somewhere.
Fair enough.
It definitely includes 500 gold, so if you need to use 500 gold, you can certainly do that.
Get some gravy.
Yeah, put some gravy on it.
God damn it.
Okay, I'll have to look it up later. So I will give Byron 500 gold from the ship funds.
Very good. I will immediately make my way to.
Don't spend it all.
He's going to spend it all.
I won't spend it all. Maybe I will. I don't know. We'll see.
Byron, before you go, do
Yeah.
you think your friend in the shop, the gnome we met, do you think he'd have any more potions?
That's exactly where I was headed. That's why I wanted so much money.
I'd also like to stop by somewhere that sells weapons
Okay.
before
I
leave.
imagine he may have weapons too. Do you
Well,
just want to come with me?
Yeah, let's go there.
Before you depart Tenok, Nadar kind of steps over to you and he reaches out his hand. This big, shiny blue hand reaches out to shake yours. Take care of yourself, Knucklebones. We're going to need you back when you're done.
You as well.
Be safe.
We'll see you around.
And then the four of you now kind of file out into the streets. As you depart, Theo, you look back and you see Lenore sitting in a chair, just kind of sitting there, not in the office. She's out in like the hallway, just kind of hanging out. She looks pretty relaxed. She's got her feet up. And as you walk down towards the stairway, she just kind of nods as you pass.
Theo just kind of nods back. Thank you again, ma'am.
And you now find yourself on the streets of the Market Ward in Monmurg. You're going to head to the Ebenezer's... What was it called again?
Clovox Emporium, I think it was.
Thank you. Clovox Emporium. Okay. And Rhunar is... We just lost Rhunar, but that's okay.
Yep,
Oh,
it crashed.
Oh, we still have your
Oh,
audio.
we lost
Yeah.
him, Dave.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm having some camera difficulties. Sorry about that.
Damn GoPros. Can't trust them. All right, so you guys make your
We'll look
way
at
to the Emporium. Tenok and Theo, is everybody going together?
I was gonna say Theo just kind of grabs Tanit and goes, "You're with me. We're gonna go get supplies."
You're
And
the necromancer?
No, why would you think I'm a necromancer?
Oh,
If I'm
maybe
still
I
in the
read-
room, I'll say he's a necromancer.
Maybe I read that wrong.
You read what wrong?
The spirits that follow you.
No, those are something entirely different. That's let's go get some supplies while I unpack that.
Fair enough.
All right.
I have no particular role playing for that only other than no. Theo is going to go make sure that the ship gets supplied up, and he has the halfling for heavy lifting.
When we get outside, I whistle, and you can Google it, but a black-collared hawk flies down and lands on my shoulders. That's a sweet bird from the Amazon.
Oh, I'm Googling it now.
Yeah, they look cool as hell.
All right, Byron, you and Rhunar make your way to Kolovok's Emporium. And you walk in, and welcome back. It's very, very organized, albeit piled with stuff. Everything seems to be in its rightful place in this little shop. And you hear some whistling from an invisible location.
Just call to him.
Klovok.
Yes. And he
Hey.
kind of pops his head out. You see him kind of low to the ground, like he's on his knees, and he's kind of got his arms over here. He's like, Mr. Hern, give me 1 second. And he disappears for a second, and then he comes walking out, and he's kind of like wiping his hands on his apron. Well, what do I owe the pleasure to today? Oh, hello there. And he looks at you, Rhunar, and kind of nods. And name's Klovok. Ebenezer Klovok. Welcome.
Good to see you again. We met once before.
Good to see you then.
Klovok, I have a feeling we're going to be departing Monberg shortly. We could use some supplies. Do you happen to have any more health potions with you? And among that, we could also use, some good food, probably for at least maybe 6 weeks of food, dried food. It's a lot of food, isn't it? For
He might not be the
It's
right
a lot
guy.
of
12 people?
food.
For 12 people?
I got a few biscuits from this morning, but I don't really deal in foodstuffs. But I do happen to have a couple of potions that I recently acquired from my producer. If you're interested, let me just take a peek here. And he goes back. He's like, "What kind of potions are you looking for?"
Healing potions, for sure.
Healing potions.
Oh yes, of course, yes. We do have. I do have a healing. I've got 2 healing potions. Let's see what else. And he's kind of rummaging around, looking up and down. Yes, I've got 2 greater healing potions, and 2 regular healing potions. Not quite as potent as the others, but 4 total. If you're interested, I could sell them to you. That's what I do anyway. Sell things to people who need things.
All right, on top of that, my captain here, Rhunar, is looking for
Hello, Captain. And he gives you like a little
more
salute.
weapons.
Yeah, I don't know if you remember me. I bought a spyglass
Yeah.
from you last time.
I don't, just can't place you. Yeah. Anyhow.
Do you have weapons here?
No, I'm afraid not. I mean, well, anything could be used as a weapon, right? But swords
true.
and lances and spears and that sort of thing, I don't dabble.
Do you know? Can you recommend a good place to go to find? some weapons?
Yes. Oh,
Give him
right
the
now,
good
you
one
mean?
too, Klovok. Give him the good one.
Oh, yes. Grimm's Armory is just down the street.
All right.
Ask for Mr. Grimm.
Do you have any other interesting trinkets that may be
Ooh.
helpful for us at sea?
Interesting trinkets, you say? What?
I mean, you strike me as the kind of guy who can sell me something that I don't want,
Well,
but I'm looking for something that I do want.
do you want the healing potions, do you?
How much
Well,
for all 4
definitely.
potions?
All 4 potions, it's going to be 300 gold.
All right.
Yeah, we could swing that.
So that's 2 greater and then 2 lesser healing potions.
Yep.
He rummages around and he does find. He finds. Let's see. Some of you, Byron, roll a d20 for me.
Natural 20.
Whoa!
Wow.
Nice. He says, "Well, these could be interesting for ya. Just had these brought in the other day. I've got 2 of them. They're a bit expensive, but they call it alchemist's fire. It'll do some damage if you know how to use
much?
it.
Some damage.
50 gold apiece. I'd call this a weapon.
I think we'll take both of them.
Oh, very well, very well. Well, what else do you need? I've got torches. You need torches? Let's see. We've got rope. I've got some, cogs and the such and this and, the other thing over here. Let's see. What's this? And he basically has pretty much anything that you'd need in the player's handbook equipment list at those prices. So if you want to take a look at that and see if there's anything that you guys need to purchase.
Okay.
Go ahead and take a look at that, and we'll switch over to Theo and Tenok for a moment while you look that over. Gentlemen, so you are searching out just kind of general supplies, Theo? Just to kind of, yeah, okay.
I figure there's places near the docks.
Absolutely. You can find a variety of different rations, food supplies. There's anything you could need really in terms of supplies. There's fresh fruit, there's dried fruit, there's salted fish, salted ham and other meats. It just kind of depends on how much you want to spend on rations, if you're specifically looking for rations.
Well, I'm looking for ship stores as far as food goes. So, a barrel of this, a barrel of that.
Sure.
Theo's not looking for anything specific. He's guessing we're looking at a 2-week stint, so he's looking for 2 weeks of supplies.
Sure. Let's see. And for how many people?
What was it, 12?
I think so. Yeah, 12 people.
Theo would know the
crew,
actual
yeah.
count of the crew.
Sure. Yeah, it's 12. And then for 2 weeks. Got it?
Yep, it's 12.
Got it? So that would be, I would say that's going to be approximately, I would say about 800 silver pieces for like basic stuff.
So 80 gold.
Yeah, for real basic stuff.
What's
Like-
the mid-grade look like?
I would say you'd probably be looking at more around 150 gold for like decent food. That's not going to impact morale. Over
We've
the
only
course
got
of 2 weeks.
180 gold, so we're going to go with the 150 gold purchase.
Okay, so that gets you enough supplies of decent food stuffs for the crew.
And I mean, realistically, given the ship's cook, it's still going to be like the low quality stuff, but
Yeah.
at least we're not.
It hasn't been
starting at the
prepared
very
yet.
bottom.
The ingredients are going to be good. It's just a matter of like, what's the final product? Yeah.
So Theo's just going to get all that in order and take the time to kind of size up Tenok. Just kind of in the, so, you see spirits. Do you talk to them? I assume yes.
I mean, sometimes it depends on the spirit, Not all spirits are. And he says some word that you don't understand. Willing to engage. They don't want to. They're not down for chit chat.
I can understand that, yes. So you seek advice from the spirits. Do they come to your aid in tangible ways?
Sometimes less so. Mother Tiger is a capricious god.
So
Is capricious the right word? I don't know.
Possibly.
You never know. It's the you never know word. It could be good. It could be bad.
who is Mother Tiger?
She's our.
Oh yeah, make you talk
She is
about that story, huh?
She is the god of my people. I'm just trying to figure out how to describe it, right? Like, how would I describe it? without just saying, "Oh, she's Mother Tiger."
Maybe how
Yeah.
he describes it.
She is. She is. Well, maybe it's. Think of it this way. We, and he says a word. Same language he's kind of been using. You can tell also that he's almost using two languages. Like some things are like different than other things, and some things are the same or together rather. But he says this word, and he says, "It is we who act out, dance her dreams. She is our, I guess you would say, God. She is our protector and our destroyer." I am I can understand what her dreams are sometimes. It was my place.
If it was your place, why is it not your place anymore? Wait, don't fucking answer that. That's not a fair question. We have some rules here. One of them is we don't go digging in people's history unless they volunteer it. You didn't volunteer that, and I apologize. So do not worry about it.
Okay.
So that I'm gonna pretend I understood half of that. I didn't, but that's okay. I don't have to. We'll see what you got, big guy. Just, kind of pats him on the back and realizes again that boy's thick.
He is a big boy.
Just like, right, let's get these crates to the ship, get you on the ship, so we can get the ship the fuck out of here. Because despite what Byron may seem to think, no, we shit in the bed of people who are going to try and fuck with us. And I do not want to be here when they decide to fuck with us.
It'll get worse.
Oh, yes.
They shit in our bed first.
Prediction.
I haven't used that ability yet.
He just knows. Tenok and Theo, roll perception checks for me.
Yes. Where is my character sheet? There we go. Oh man, I'm not proficient in perception anymore.
And I rolled a Wow, we did fucking great there. Yeah.
2 5s.
2 5s.
Wow,
Right.
55.
We're
5 on
deeply
5.
aligned in all the wrong ways.
That right there is portentous. A pair of fives. There seems to be a theme here.
not good.
Fives. Fivefold Council. The two of you are having this conversation in the marketplace along the wharf, gathering supplies, purchasing goods, having them bundled and packaged and ready for transport. And people are hustling and bustling around you. The port is very active. It's busy. You're both, at this point, pretty familiar with the buzz of activity in port towns. Theo having been sailing for quite some time, having experience on the ocean. Tenok, not necessarily growing up as a sailor, but having traveled a long ways from your homeland to get to this place. The excitement of preparing for a voyage definitely is starting to seep in a little bit. And you are pretty focused, both of you, on the task at hand and the conversation between veritable strangers. You are able to negotiate prices and arrange for transport of goods to the good buddy without any further problem or challenge.
And have evidently missed that all of it was stolen.
You'll never know.
Exactly.
And
Is
with
there
that,
anything-
we'll just tend to the boat, I guess. That's all
Okay.
I've got.
All right,
Yeah.
that's what I was going to ask. All right, Rhunar and Byron back at the Emporium, Clovox Emporium. Well, gentlemen, anything else you're interested in?
Well, I picked a few more things, but just a second, I'll pop over to Rhunar. Rhunar, can I get 44 more gold, please?
I got this
what are you
abacus
buying?
here, and he starts pushing the beads on the abacus one way, and then he pushes them the other way. It's kind of fun.
No, we don't
Sorry,
need that.
sir. I don't think we need an abacus. Thank you.
2 gold
No, no.
pieces. How could you go wrong?
No, we're gonna spend a lot of money here because Klovak, you've been so good to us.
What about
but-
this? And he pulls up this giant magnifying glass, and his face is like super huge in it. What about this?
Oh my goodness, you have a mole on your nose that I think you should get checked.
Oh shit!
Rhunar, can I get 44 more gold?
Jesus.
I swear that's it. I swear.
Wait, so what are we buying here?
Okay, so there's a few things that I picked out. I don't know if the 500. I mean, most of the 500 gold I spent on healing potions, right? But there's a couple things that I want to get for myself, and I haven't been paid in like a month.
Mhm. Neither have I.
But
So
I
we're
have
already, if we get these alchemist fire and the healing potions, we're already at 400.
Yep. I also want to get a poisoner's kit for myself. That's 50 gold. I want to get an antitoxin in case I mess up. That's
How
also
much is
50
that?
gold. So that's another 100 gold. And then I wanted to upgrade my leather armor to studded leather.
Does he have leather?
Oh, I'm not sure.
He doesn't have armor, but you
We
can
could pop over and
you
get
can
some.
probably find that in town. Absolutely.
Yep. And then I also wanted to get a bag of caltrops, but that's only 1 gold. And I already paid for that. I just want to get my studded leather armor. That's what I'm 44 gold short of.
Do they have the caltrops here too?
He has caltrops. Yes.
Those are like 5 or 10, right?
Bag of 20.
What are those? Sorry, I'm doing some accounting here.
They're 1 gold piece for a bag of 20.
1 gold.
Oh, I have your pricing for what you for the cargo you sold with Alesco.
Okay.
It is a total of 2,030 gold. He sold it for substantially more than it was worth, or more than it was worth in Saltmarsh, anyhow.
Okay.
The pricing he got for the silk was particularly good.
Sweet.
What was the breakdown so I can record it?
And what do you mean? Like the wine? So the wine
I-
he sold for 1,430 gold pieces, and the silk he sold for 700.
Okay.
Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Just updating all my notes here. All right.
Someone's got to do the accounting.
Yep.
We need a CPA. If any of our viewers are CPAs, we'd love to have you join the guild and help us out with the accounting.
Okay, Byron.
We can't pay you.
Byron, for the
Good point. Good point.
do we need the alchemist fire?
Yes.
What? You just
Do you know what this is for? Do you know what
We
this will
need
do in ship to
classic.
ship combat?
That's true. I see the value in it. I mean, it'll set shit on fire. I understand that.
Yep. And
But
so
sometimes when you attack a boat, you want to take what they have. You don't want to burn it into the water. all I'm
sometimes you just want to slow them down long enough to get away.
True.
And if their sails are burning, they're slower than you are.
All right, contingency. If you spend the whole 500 on
545 gold. 300 of that would be 100% for the ship, which is all healing potions.
That's true.
That's like 2 healing potions.
So I would only be. It's 2 healing potions and 2 greater healing potions.
Yeah, 2 healing and 2
nice,
greater.
And
I
then
assume the greater are each 100 in the.
yep, 100
regular
apiece
one
and
for
then
50.
50 apiece. Yep.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, if I get a poisoner's kit for 50, studded leather for 45, caltrops for 1, and an antitoxin for 50 gold, I'm really only spending 100 and something. I lost my track of my math, but I'm only
No,
spending like
caltrops are only
151
1
gold or something like that.
Accountant. I think we're gonna
Okay,
call
the
this
antidote-
episode. We're gonna call this episode "Spending Daddy's Money."
Yeah. Antitoxin, 1 vial
I like it.
is 50 gold. The
Yep, the poisoner's kit is 50 gold,
okay.
studded leather's 45, caltrops
Maybe-
1.
Maybe we should let the
1.
viewers name the episodes.
You don't have any money
Ooh,
on your
good idea.
person.
I
You
had
don't
2
have-
gold left. I haven't been paid since
You should
Right.
say
way in
pizza
Saltmarsh.
nut.
He has studded leather here
At least suggest it.
No, we'd pop over
but
the
you could
armor guy.
find it at Grimm's.
at the armorer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's buy your poison kit and your antidote kit and your caltrops, the alchemist fire, and the healing potions. That's like 501,
Perfect.
and I'll cover the extra 1.
Yes.
Good.
All right, let's make our way to the armorer. Let's get out of here before we spend any more of this frickin' money.
Klovak, and I'll do the
Pick me up
Mr.
some
Hern.
like,
like grab his forearm handshake.
Oh my. Okay. How does this work? Oh, yeah. Yes.
Yep. You know, it's okay. I hope you find all the knowledge that you're seeking.
Ah, and same to you, my friend. And he winks. All right, you guys make your way to the
Onward.
armor, and they have weapons, just pretty standard weapons that are in the book. So if you need to buy some weapons or some armor, they have that at the prices that are in the PHB.
All of our guys on the boat, they all had short swords. Is that correct?
Ooh, let me take a quick peek if I can.
I don't know if they're all armed.
I'm sure.
Oh yeah,
you could
they
give
all
up
have
one of
they
your
all have weapons, and you also at one point confiscated like a bunch of hand crossbows. You were actually training some of the men during one episode, but yeah, I mean,
may
like,
have lost track of how many crossbows I gave out. Was it just
We have
2?
a lot of crossbows. I would not even worry about.
enough.
Yeah, don't
Okay,
even
yeah.
worry about hooking up the crew. They're hooked up.
yeah, I'm looking at these guys right now, and they have scimitar. All of them have scimitars, and some of them have light crossbows. That other fucking guy, he has. Just so people who are watching know, that other fucking guy is actually the name of one of our. Is the
One of
name
our
of
crew
one of our
members.
crew members. He
They have
actually is.
scimitars.
He's one of the guys that you trained, Rhunar.
Okay, and crossbow.
So he's more trained as a combatant than the others are at this point. So he's
but Alphonse, I trained Alphonse, no,
Well,
Fritz.
Fritz is
Fritz.
trained. Yeah, but Alphonse is he's the chef. He's the cook.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I trained Fritz in the crossbow too, right? 'Cause it was
Correct.
him and another guy.
I'm just checking his inventory. He has he has a light crossbow as well as a hook.
Okay. So those other guys have scimitars, basically.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Did something? I just heard like a little like sound. Did something happen to?
What, like disconnection or something?
No, like fairy dust.
Hmm.
Anyways, go ahead.
Something happened on Twitch.
I don't see anything.
I would like to buy 2 pikes. They're 5 gold apiece.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can do that. Spend it. Put some gravy on it, man. Spend that gold.
And I would like to buy myself a another hand axe, which is 5 gold.
I think Rhunar should have a goal of owning one of each
I
possible
think
weapon
Rhunar has
available.
a problem. We have to go
That's-
to
you're a
Weapon
real
Carriers
fighter.
Anonymous.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny because I actually took a hand axe off a guy back when we killed the dudes around the forest, and I forgot I had it. So now I have 2, which is great.
Yeah, you gotta have two.
I gotta have 2 of each.
Yeah. It's all about
Um,
balance. It's all about
And then
balance.
we're getting Byron studded leather,
Mhm.
right, for 45, was it?
Yep.
Yep.
The crew is actually more. I didn't know they all had scimitars or the equivalent of, so
Mhm.
I think we're just gonna leave it at that. So just the 2
And
pikes,
they're all wearing
Studded
leather,
leather.
and they all have leather armor.
Pikes.
and they all have leather armor. Okay.
Yep. I mean, you've got more gold. You might as well spend it.
Oh, I'm
Or
gonna
you can
I'm gonna
save up
ask.
for when we
I
find
would-
a place with real cool stuff.
That's true. I'm just gonna find Grim real quick,
He's there.
if possible.
Yeah. He
Grim.
yeah. He's a big guy, and he's got sort of like a lazy eye thing going on, where one eye is kind of looking that way and then one eye is looking that way, and you're not sure if you know. It's kind of hard to tell if he's looking at you or not.
Hey there.
What can I do you for there?
You have fine weapons here.
Yeah.
Do you have anything that I don't know, might be, how do you say, enchanted?
Like magic shit?
Yeah, magic shit. Do you got any magic shit?
sir. No, sir, I don't.
All right.
Just
All right,
the
I'll take
standard fare.
these items then.
Do you have a camel?
He's kind of got a Sam Elliott thing going on. Just a standard fare. Wyatt. Rhunar.
So I'll be purchasing 60 gold worth of stuff.
Hell yeah. He takes it. Your stuff.
Okay.
So
we
you
should.
purchased a bunch of stuff.
Rhunar, let's get back to the ship.
Yeah.
If we
let's
spend
go.
all of our money, we're not gonna be able to pay the dudes. And then,
This
and then
whole-
we're
this
gonna be
money,
in trouble
yeah,
again.
this money's burning a hole in my pocket.
Oh, then I have ideas for you to spend it. Come right over.
We
Yeah,
didn't
let's
spend
do
it all.
some other
We're all
stuff.
right. We topped up
To
our
the ship.
bank.
So you guys make it up back to the ship. Everybody reconvenes. At that point, Theo and Tenok had made it back earlier, and Fritz is ordering the crew about, making ready for departure. Although he doesn't quite have a destination yet.
Rhunar.
Yeah. What's up?
I need. I spent 150 gold on ship stores. I get reimbursed, yes?
Yeah.
Beautiful. Just making sure, because I know you were taking care of the accounting and it's very careful. And I unfortunately had to limit the purchase to how much cash I had on hand.
Okay. So I'll give Theo 150 from what we spent or what we got from Alesco.
Should I start charting a course? I'm going to anyway, but it's appropriate for me to ask the captain first.
I now have navigator's tools and proficiency with those.
So do I. You want to?
Oh, great.
Would you like to sit down and chart a course to be very romantic?
Definitely.
So I just brought up the map that you guys have of the region, and you can see that Cyberret Isle is in the bottom
okay.
right-hand corner. Yep, of the map. And you look at it and you start working on it. Go ahead and what do you have? Cartographer's tools? Is that what you said?
No, navigator's tools. Hold on 1 second.
Which we both have proficiency in.
Or using maps versus making maps.
Correct.
Yeah, exactly.
And creating conspiracies by cartographers, like the Dakotas.
Not
Yeah,
bad.
when I switched to Battlemaster, I got another tool proficiency. So I chose Navigator because I figured it would come in handy.
Absolutely. All right. Well, if you guys are going to take a look at the map and start to chart a course, one of you can roll a navigator's tools check with advantage.
Right. Shall
Captain,
I roll
please.
it? Okay. What do I have to use for the attribute?
Wisdom.
Can I choose?
Oh.
Wisdom? Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, with advantage, sorry. A
Very
natural 20.
nice.
Hell
Nice.
For a
we've got
total of
lot those dice.
25.
Not,
Something just sitting
not
right there
bad
in
at
the
all.
ground, like that. Okay, there you go. Good job.
So from Monmurg to Cyber, which is the main port of call on Cybert Isle, it's on the western, northwestern corner of the island here. It is approximately 3 days travel. And so you can decide what your course is going to be, but what you learn is, or what you know from your measurements and everything, is that's going to be about a 3-day journey to get to the isle.
With respect, Captain,
All right.
we should probably get fucking going.
Yeah. I'm going to go. What time is it now, Dave?
It is growing late in the day at this point.
I want to be out at sea for sundown.
Well, to be fair, you never did actually dock in port. You have been anchored out in the harbor. So
Yeah.
you are, at sea.
So,
but yeah,
Yeah.
you're
I would
within
like
the...
to pull anchor and leave the harbor and get into the. So
Fair
I'm
enough.
gonna give Fritz the order to make ready to leave. And
Okay.
we'll start. You guys ready to roll? Should we get going?
Before we go, I'd like to say a few words to the crew.
Oh yeah,
All right.
you guys did kind of plan a memorial that evening. I don't know.
Well-
The captain was hoping to do that at sea.
Yeah, Byron.
okay.
I was
Yeah, we
we're
can do that
planning
out
to
sea.
do that at sea with a sundown and a nice
Yep.
view and whatnot.
Cool.
Okay, yeah. So you're able to make your way out. Now, do you intend to make travel towards Cybert Island during the night,
Yeah.
or are you just getting out of port?
Yeah, I think we'll get underway. Is that possible?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's more challenging than it would be during the day, certainly, to sail at night.
Hmm.
I'm not sure if it's worth it. Theo's advice is, I don't know if it's worth it. Let's just get a little bit of space between us and the rest of everyone else.
Like leave port and just dock outside somewhere?
Go till sundown.
All right, we'll do that. We'll go to sundown, find a nice little anchorage
Okay.
outside of town somewhere.
Rhunar, Byron, and Theo, each of you roll a d20 for me.
Come on.
And maybe not
Come
suck
on,
this
Rhunar.
hard.
Roll a 2. Roll
Mine
a 2.
didn't take. Okay, try it again. There we go. I
Somebody
can't.
hit double digits.
Four, 3, 2.
Okay, so there's a very little wind. It's very, very light wind, although the ocean is very glassy right now. And it's a clear day, but there's no wind, and so you're not gonna. You can already tell right off the bat that you're not gonna make great time anyways. The sails are sort of billowing out and in a little bit, but you are pulling out of harbor, and you make your way past the lighthouse of Monmerg and out into along sort of the what's the word I'm looking for? The narrows between Monmerg and Jetsam Island to the east. As the sun begins to descend in its arc across the sky, shadows growing longer.
Do we see? Can I spy? I got a spyglass now. Do I
Hell yeah.
see any areas along the coast that might look like a good anchorage for the night?
Roll a perception check using your spyglass, and we'll say it with advantage. I don't know if that's how it's intended to do, but that's how we're gonna do it.
20.
Hell yeah. Yeah, you get up on the helm, and you're looking out along the coastline of Jetsam Island, and you see, as you're making your way across the Narrows, where the current itself is much stronger, so the boat starts to move a little bit faster as you pull across into that current. And you do get a little bit of wind, but you see a destination along that sort of, let's see if I can ping it here for you. That might be helpful. Right in this area.
That'll
Yep.
do.
Yep. And you find a spot where you can drop anchor for the night, for sure.
Okay. So we're right about at sundown.
Yep. The sun is now starting to set. The anchor has been dropped in a relatively quiet cove.
Got very quiet.
Should
Yeah,
we crack open cask of ale and
Mhm. I'm gonna muster the
Great.
crew. Time for the
All right.
memorial for Irin.
very good. So we'll pull them all up on deck and we'll like line them all up, kind of the same way we did for Leo Coast. And we'll all
I
get
mean-
together.
Make sure everybody has a cup of rum.
Excellent.
With the
And I'll-
sun
and I'll-
setting behind you, you can see a flock of what appear to be some sort of seagulls flying off into the distance above over this sort of gentle cove where the ship just kind of rocks in the gentle current of the waves that go into this little sandy alcove. The weather's beautiful. Just a very light breeze.
I'll like climb up a little
Thanks
bit
for the
higher than
follow.
everyone else.
Oh,
We
we
just
got
got-
we
we
got
just got
ourselves a
raided.
raid. We're getting raided. The Gazumba crew is here.
What?
Oh, thanks for stopping by, guys. That's very kind.
Yeah.
Very kind.
Wow, nice.
We're just about to conduct a
got raided by
memorial for one of
49.
our fallen team members. So,
Pollen?
Well,
well,
no
he was
longer
taken.
with
Well,
us.
He was
somewhat.
he was taken. He made a
For
deal with the devil.
normies.
All right.
All right, let's get back to it.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna climb up on the upper part of the front of the ship, and I'm gonna stand out and look out over there, all the crew, and be like, gentlemen, as we all know, we've lost one of our own. Irin Coalbiter. Irin Coalbiter.
Coalbiter.
He was a hard man, and he was a strong man. A blacksmith with no equal. A man of unquestionable integrity. A truly good man. And then tears are going to start streaming down Byron's face. And so we will sail to the Isles of Hell and free his soul from the grips of Aphis, because he is, was, and always will be our good buddy. And then I'll chug my beer.
Cheers! Cheers! All the men, you can see some of the crew members have tears streaming down their cheeks as well. Sales is sort of standing next to you, Theo. She kind of nudges you and kind of nods, and she downs her rum.
Oh, Theo, downs it all after saying something in Elvish.
Does anybody else say anything?
Yeah, Rhunar will step forward. I knew Irin probably the longest of all of us. And in the end, it turned out I didn't know everything about him. But I did know he was a good buddy. To our good buddies. Huzzah!
Yeah.
Huzzah!
Huzzah!
I actually have one of those, don't I? Here we go. Yeah.
There we go. May we find him again one day. And I'm just going to start pounding drinks.
As do the rest of the crew. Theo, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there, bud.
Nah, it's okay. We are going to pounding drinks. Yeah.
Yep. The night goes on. You're anchored in this cove, and the men are celebrating Irin's passing. The sunset, this blazing orange light on the horizon, dropping below the water line, and the darkness kind of descending, and into the night. The men celebrate and drink and tell stories and talk about not only what little bit they probably know about Irin and some of the things that you've done, which admittedly is probably not, a ton, but they also talk about some of their fallen friends and comrades from other campaigns and other adventures that they've been on. Of course, as you remember, a lot of these men were pirates before they met you, and have become members of the Good Buddy in the process of getting to know you guys and becoming your crew members. But this celebration of life goes on into the wee hours of the night, and the four of you partake at various levels. But you do have time, the four of you, to have conversations aboard the deck as the men are celebrating and
Theo
doing
is
their
definitely
thing.
doing like dramatic retellings of things Irin did, like, so no shit, there was the one time he saved my life and pried open the gates of a Sahuagin forest with his bare hands. And then in the temple beneath the dead dreadwood, where he single-handedly pummeled to death an unholy creature from beyond the ken of mortals. It's fucked up.
Hey, they gave me a coin.
Thank you for the coins. Now I believe we have to traditionally put it on Irin's eyes, which means we have to go to hell to do that. So hey, more motivation.
He might not be gone. We could free his soul and bring him back to the Good Buddy.
That's
Right
true.
now we're doing a funeral.
I think it's best for the crew for them to just know that he's gone for now.
They say that grieving is for the living. The dead are busy, and those in hell are also busy.
Even though we know where he went, anyway.
That sounds far more ominous than drink. So Tenok, yeah, you picked a hell of a day to sign up.
Where's Tenok gonna stay tonight? Is he gonna stay in Irin's old quarters down with you?
If he wants to, but no one's staying in the bed. You know what? Tenok, you can have the hammock. I will figure something out.
Sounds good.
You might be muted, Tenok.
You're definitely
100%
muted.
muted.
Oh no, I didn't, Andy.
Oh,
hey,
it happens to the best of us.
I know, right? Yeah, that works. That's fine.
I haven't done it yet today, so.
Your friend
Wait, I did. You guys didn't catch it. That's all.
went. He got taken by a devil?
Yeah.
Yes. So, please go ahead.
Who wants
We
to explain?
Well, okay. So we did a little drinking around town, and we heard about this rumor of murders, and then we investigated the murders. And while we were investigating the murders, we discovered a trail of black ichor, which we followed to a dilapidated house where we found a demon, which we chased through the streets to where before we lost it, but we had already investigated this house where these cult members were doing this stuff. So we went in, we interrupted their ritual, we killed a
'Cause
bunch
the
of them,
creature
but
ran in there.
then, yep, but then they opened a portal to hell, and then we went to hell, and
Irin chased.
we fought a devil and lost.
Well, Irin gave himself in service to this
To save us.
to save us. He sacrificed himself to free us.
And now we need to go to hell and kill the devil.
I have some ideas on that, but it's going to
Eventually.
take a while.
Yeah, we're not there yet. We
That
can't
is-
do it.
That is a tall order. Wow.
If there are stories that I know to be true, where mortals have slain gods and taken their thrones, going to hell, killing a devil lord, and bringing our friend's soul back from the beyond, this seems like a thing that can be done.
Eventually,
I'm glad I'm
if
with
we
you
could-
guys then.
If we could ever figure out how to get there and get back, and
Oh, I know the theory for that part. That's the easy part. It's
we do.
It's finding the devil lord and killing him on his home turf. That is where it becomes complicated.
I don't think we could win right now.
Not with that attitude. Also, factually.
Also, factually.
You're not
We were
wrong.
outmanned the minute we jumped it through that portal. With
We
no
were
way
doing
back.
fine until he showed up.
To fight a spirit in its lair is often folly. It's that you are here is good.
We count ourselves lucky, but there is work that needs doing. But
Aye, there
it
is.
not for now. The work we need to do here is find
To the south.
an ethnobotanist, I believe he was called. Yes, it's a profession.
Yeah, we do have a job to do.
That's
We gotta
Cyberit
keep the
Island.
ship running in the meantime.
Hey, speaking of which, Tanakh, do you know any fucking thing about this cyber island and also the doctor?
That's a good question.
I always ask the best
Um,
ones.
Dave, would I know about this doctor person?
You would know about as much as the
Raw.
rest of the crew. What you guys know is that there is a specific warehouse in Cyber that Alesco had indicated to you is where the cargo is being held. Information about Dr. Hold on, let me get his name right. Octavio.
Dr.
Octavio. Yeah, Dr. Octavio Gra. His whereabouts.
Okay.
Yeah, his whereabouts are unknown at this point. Part of your task from Alesco is to find him if you can, but certainly recover the cargo. And that's about all you would know.
Okay.
Of course, there's
What do
things.
I know about Cyberit? What do I know about the island?
Roll a history check.
Yeah.
Man-eating
Let's
planets.
find out. Tenok has traveled around these parts more than the rest of you and has traveled from farther south, which I'm sure at some point you guys will learn more about where he came from. But
I'm gonna give myself a natural 20.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you
If
son
you
of a bitch.
if you scroll up a ways, I rolled
Okay.
2 d20s. One of them was a 20 and one of them was an 8.
Okay.
I'm gonna use that 20.
Absolutely. You you
which
know
would
this.
which would give me a 24 total.
You actually know a lot about Cybrid Isle. It turns out. Um, you know a heck of a lot. You know that this island is sparsely populated. Much of the island is covered in dense wetland areas, marshes, areas that have emergent vegetation growing from the water itself. The coastline is nebulous in terms of that because of the wet nature of the land itself. The coastal landscape surrounding the periphery of the island is dominated by mangrove style trees, vines that infest most of those, growing on everything. As you start to make your way further beyond this mangrove sort of margin around the island, you get into this sort of sawgrass marsh area. Think of, in my mind, I think of like the Everglades as an example of what it might look like. As you get farther inland, there are a variety of what they refer to as homesteads that are essentially these areas where crops are being grown, very well drained, sandy soils that are really good for the variety of crops that they're growing. Some sort of a variety of like a wheat, and then also some kind of like a sugarcane style plant. There is a city, a town, not really a city, but a town of Cyber that's on that northwestern edge. The homesteads, these agricultural homesteads, are owned by wealthy retired pirates who have settled down to operate more reliable economic pursuits. Much of the labor that is used for the growing is done by indentured servants who have been captured from raids that have been conducted by pirates on other towns and areas that they've plundered. So you know a little bit about the agricultural aspect of it. With the natural 20, you get a lot of information, but there are very few communities beyond Cyber that are actually on the Isle. The town of Cyber itself, most of it is built upon raised platforms that are set upon pilings of some sort of a very rot-resistant tree that kind of form the main platforms for much of the settlements.
Are there crocs? There are crocs there?
You bet your ass there's crocs. Biggins.
Just annoying footwear.
Big and crocs.
Everybody-
Everybody
everybody
wears them. Everybody wears them. You know, because you rolled a natural 20, you son of a gun. You also know a little bit about the politics. The politics and the governance of Cyber is largely aligned with Prince John III, who is currently the Prince of Monmurg. The governor, however, is not as supportive of the prince's moves towards emancipating the indentured servants of the hold. And that's something that maybe hasn't been revealed before. But Tenok is able to explain this to the rest of the group, that there's a kind of a power struggle going on in the hold between the seat of power in Monmurg and the seat of power that's farther to the south in Toli. And the Prince John is actually making moves politically to try to abolish the idea of slavery in the hold and to free and to create a society of free men. And so what little you know of the politics of Cyber is that the governor there doesn't quite follow that line of reasoning. Let's see.
From Monmurg or Toli?
From Cyber. The governor of
Guy from
Cyber.
Cyber agrees with Monmurg or not?
He does not.
He wants
They're,
to keep those
they're politically
reserves.
aligned, but
Ideologically, he disagrees
he
with that.
likes slavery.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The dude making his money off plantations doesn't want to
So-
get rid of the free labor.
So
Correct.
Tenok says, very wet, dangerous, big crocs. Slavers.
What about
I do
bad
not like any
people.
of these things.
what about the trip there? Should we expect any kind of encounters? Other ships that might be looking to take what we have?
That's a different question.
Mm-hmm.
I can answer that if you like. It would take a little bit of time, but we can find out.
Well, I got my spyglass now, so I should be able to see him coming a while.
Are
For
you
a
going
ways
to
away.
consult the spirits?
Yes, sometimes Mother Tiger whispers futures.
Oh, I thought you had more to say there. Sorry.
No,
Right?
he likes to speak in short
Works for me.
sentences that are cryptic.
No. Theo says out loud when he says something short and
Oh.
cryptic. Theo just goes,
Okay.
"Well, sorry. I thought there was more there."
Runar's
Would you-
hammered right now, by the way. Runar is fucking.
What are these
This is
guys
the best-
talking about?
This is the best time to.
Runar's like, Mother Tiger. All right, I'll roll with it. I'll roll with it, man. All right, I get it. I get it.
Mother Tiger. Cool.
All right, I got you.
I mean, it makes as much sense as I swore an oath with a magic sword. So, yeah.
Hey,
All
Very
right.
valid.
hey. Right.
I'll do it. I'll
I just swing swords at things.
clear out a bit of space on the deck. And I pull out from my pack. I pull out like a good sized hand drum. Set it down. He takes out a kind of a thick piece of folded cloth, perhaps, and kind of stretches it out on the deck. And you can see that it is some kind of animal skin with you can still kind of see the black stripes across its skin, and you can see writing of some kind scrawled across this thing. He lays that down. He takes out a small pouch and takes a few pinches of something and sets it down. Kind of on a, like maybe he pulls out like a little bowl. That would make sense. Pulls out like a little bowl and sets it in this little bowl. And he says he says like a word of power, and a spark kind of ignites in the bowl, and this substance kind of catches flame, and the scent kind of begins to waft around, and it's pungent and earthy and interesting smelling. He pulls out from his pack a kind of large piece of gemstone, almost like a large like, have you seen like what is it called, sunstone? It's Icelandic quartz.
Calcite?
Yeah,
I
like
wanna say?
like he has like a giant like geometric rod of quartz, and and it's probably like, it's a good size. It's probably like this big, and sets it down. And he kind of almost does the Spider-Man crouch, where he's like really low to the ground and not like touching the ground with his hands. And he takes his pack off. He takes his vest off. And you can see again, well muscled. You can see that these tattoos are almost rippling across his chest and arms and back. And he takes this mask that's been hanging down, almost like a giant clock necklace that somebody would wear in a rap group, and puts it up over his face, and says some words. He grabs his drum and starts to play a drum beat, and does a bunch of chanting. He does some he does a dance of sorts, very kind of cat-like in his movements, kind of very low to the ground, as long as he can be for a person who's only 3 feet tall. And as he chants, the kind of scent of this incense is wafting about, and growing kind of stronger, and really kind of fills your nostrils and almost clouds your vision. His voice kind of becomes this like hollow echo in the night. You hadn't noticed it for a while, but Theo, you see that hawk kind of flies down from up on the, presumably wherever he was up on the rigging, and begins to kind of circle Pennock as he's doing this activity, this divination, and he eventually kind of lights on the very tip of the mask that kind of stretches up over the top of his head, and he kind of finishes it, and he kind of he beats one last drum tattoo and makes one last chant, and like is almost crouching over the incense censer, breathes in and then breathes out, like up to the sky. And you swear that when he breathes out, the eyes on the mask, all 6 of them, like flash with a yellow brown kind of light. And so I cast divination.
What's
with
the
a 4th
question?
level.
What's the question that you asked during this ceremony? And by the way, while you're doing all this, many of the crew members who are still sober enough to be awake have sort of gathered in various distances from you to watch what you're doing.
So I will ask if any of the question that comes out in the chant that you guys can't necessarily understand because of the language, is are any of Mother Tiger's dark enemies in the jungle, the pirates of these waters, lying in wait for us?
as you breathe in that thick smoke from the censer, before you exhale, you get this familiar sense of euphoria from the materials that you've burnt, this recipe almost that you have learned through your practice of your religious sort of approach to this spell. You gain this sort of sense of euphoria. Your eyes are closed, and as you exhale, you see in your mind's eye a tiger with brown amber eyes glowing, walking carefully through the jungle, cautious, turning in both directions, and then cautiously moving forward and disappearing into the jungle.
And I collapse. I kind of get up, take the mask off, just kind of like roll, almost like Irin did, you know, kind of roll the shoulders, creak the tension out, kind of takes the hawk and pets the hawk. And he says, well, Captain, we should be on the lookout.
Right.
The tiger
gonna
strides
nudge Theo.
cautiously.
We will.
Theo, that guy's. What the hell was that?
I'll
That
pick up
was-
my
That was
stuff.
magic, Byron. That's magic.
That's some weird. That was weird, dude. I don't think magic's supposed to be like that.
I literally conjure a sword out of the ether and use it to rain death upon our foes.
But you don't dance
Excellent.
around and snort incense.
Well, yes, because I'm not very good at it.
Oh, that's crazy, dude.
Yes, that is what. I mean, it's a very specific tradition, but
That's a super cool
that's-
mask, though.
that is very good magic.
Do you think he'd notice if I took his mask?
I think he would kill you in the night, and I would laugh.
Tenok, roll
I
a
don't like
perception
you.
check for me,
All right.
please.
No.
Thank you. So with the divination of your new crew member guiding you in your approach to the next few days of travel, the liquor making you not forget the pain, but certainly it takes the edge off of the loss that you have suffered with the loss of your companion Irin Coalbiter. Proud of the relationships you have had with him, the adventures you've had, determined and already planning your next adventure to perhaps rescue him from his current situation, whatever that may be. The night grows late, and the four of you eventually make your way back to your quarters to get a night's rest for a long day's sail the next day. And that's where we're going to go ahead and end tonight's session, gentlemen.
Huzzah!
Huzzah! Nicely done. Hey, thanks to everybody who stopped by from Gazumba. That was fantastic. If you
Like
guys are
60
into
some
it,
viewers at one point. That's crazy.
that was
Yeah.
cool.
That
If
was
you guys
great.
are into it, we're going to, I don't know how many people are still around, but we're going to go ahead and raid Oathsworn RPG, another great group of folks that are running good games. So I'm going to try this. We've never done it before. So let's see. People who are ready to raid. It looks like we've got 15 so far. We'll see what we get to. 3, 2, 1. Thanks a lot, guys, for stopping in. We love you. Have a great night. We'll see you over there. Give them a yeet for us. Yeet, 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 yeet.
Yeet, yeet, yeet.
I don't know how that works, but we're going to find out
Hey,
right about now.
I'm here. I'm here.
All
All
right.
right. There.
Yeah, give them a yeet. Yeet. Sweet. That's fun.
I'm gonna
That's
give him a
very
Yeti.
fun. Thanks, everybody. Fuck yeah, that was cool. That was a good session, guys.